All right, what up, people? It's your boy Chig. You're through to Guna Eagle Eye. On today's show, we're going to talk about a few things. First of all, we're going to talk about the imminent Gabriel announcement that is due, as I record this, in 17 minutes. That's what we assume. Let's see what happens. Second of all, we're going to talk about Thomas Partey. What does he want? It's been this thing has been dragging on and on now. What does he want? We're going to have some Gabriel news, some holding news, and yeah, let's talk about it on Guna Eagle Eye. Let's do this. All right, what up, people? It's your boy Chig through to Guna Eagle Eye, the transfer rumor show where I talk to you about rumors and news surrounding the Arsenal. I hope you guys are well. Please do crush that like button on this video. Hit the subscribe button if you haven't already. But the like button is almost as important these days because when you get on your thing, then the view does well. The views do well. So make sure you do crush that like button. Hit the subscribe button if you haven't already. As you can imagine, I'm up against the clock because I know, like you, most of us are going to be eagerly on our phones awaiting the Gabriel announcement. So we hope that is going to be a thing. So we don't want to take too long with this video. A couple of things before we get going. Make sure you take a look at my description below. I've finally set up my league, my fantasy football league. So it's up and running. The code should be in the description as well. So you're welcome to join. Remember, make sure that you use the code in order to get into the league. The code should also be in the description below. And anyone is feel free to join. It is going to be a payout thing. It's going to be first from number 1 to number 5 will be paid out. So if you finish first place, you get 100 points, 100 quid. Second place, you get 80. Third place, you get 60. Fourth place, you get 40. And fifth place, you get 20 quid. Not bad for a season's work, okay? All right. And remember, hit the like button and be a subscriber. At least do that before you join the league. All right, let's get going. Let's talk about Mr. Thomas Partey. Thomas Partey has been probably the longest running story or saga, shall we say, of the lot. He is someone who has been chasing for a long period of time. I followed the story from the very get-go. I think the story was first broken by like Ghana.net or something like that. He wanted to come to the club. And this story has just been running for a good 4 months now, 3-4 months now, where it would initially, they came out with a story. Then his representatives tried to distance himself from the story. Then his dad came out and said he wanted to move for Thomas Partey. Then it turns out Thomas Partey is an Arsenal fan and really actually wants to join. Yada, 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 yada. And it's been spiraling and spiraling and spiraling. The last that we heard that Arsenal had given up on Thomas Partey, hence why we're being linked with the likes of Diawara and Soramaya and people like that. Having said all that, actually there is a belief that Arsenal still are very much keen on the deal happening. That one of two things is probably going to happen. Either Arsenal pay the fee or Atletico Madrid's financial situation is so bad that Arsenal will come back in maybe for a 35 to 40 million pound bid and Atletico will have no choice but to accept. I know there's a lot of people saying that, there are rules about the fact that if a release clause is activated, 45 million needs to be put up front. But ultimately, at the end of the day, the club have the choice whether or not they accept it or not. So it's not automatically triggered, yes, by the rules of Spain. It's not automatically triggered if you don't put 45 million up front, but the club have the choice. And ultimately, at the end of the day, whether you get it over a few years or you get it all at once, 30 to 40 million is a hard sum to turn down if you're a club that supposedly have financial issues. So they believe that this is probably going to end up being the case. I see this one running and running until October, unfortunately. So I don't see there being a quick solution to this. but Edu is very, very keen on bringing this guy into the side. It is one of Mikel Arteta's key priority signings. So I still see this one potentially happening. But it's smart to have a backup just in case. And I think that's what this Diawara thing is. I think he's a backup potentially, or he may act as a swap for Lucas Torreira. And I still see Partey potentially coming in, even if that's the case, because we're losing a lot of midfielders as well. I think people need to remember that. So I say don't completely close your mind on this one just yet. If you had to ask me chances on this deal happening, I would say 15 to 20%. But listen, it's 15 to 20% more than we normally have. More hope than we normally have when it comes to some of these signings. So I would say do not be surprised if this deal happens. I'm still holding hope, beyond hope, that this deal happens. So we'll see how it goes down. But Partey would add so much to our team. It adds so much stability to our team, on top of the fact that we're getting in 2 new defenders as well. So I feel like, for me, this just has to be a must. I think we just need to get it done. What do you guys think? Let me know. Leave it in the comments below. I spoke a lot about Kolasinac yesterday, so I won't go into Kolasinac. But I will speak about Rob Holding. This deal is expected to be completed today. He is going out on loan, which I know a lot of us are like, why is it all of our players are going out on loan? Aren't we trying to make money? I think people forget, though, we still get loan fees for all these loans. So it's not much, admittedly. We should be trying to sell these players. But we still will get a little something for Rob Holding. From what I understand of the deal, they're paying all of his wages. They have no obligation to buy, but we have no obligation to recall him. And I think it's in the region of about £6 million, the loan fee. So 6 million is 6 million. It is what it is. It's not as much as I know some of us were hoping for, but we are where we are. We just need to be able to just get as much money as we possibly can for him. But that's Rob Holding. Mr. Lucas Torreira is next up. Torreira is under big tug of war in Italy. Lots of Italian teams are after him. Fiorentina are the ones that are trying to make the biggest play for him. We want £27 million. Fiorentina have basically said, listen, pardon the £27 million, we'll give you an £8 million loan fee. And then at the end of that year, we will promise to buy the player for £16.4 million. Arsenal are not keen on that deal. They're looking for an outright sale. I think Lucas Torreira, along with Guendouzi, is someone that we should be looking to just keep in the background, just in case we need them for swap deals or actual people that's going to make us some money this summer, so that we can enable us to go and buy some players. So I don't expect that, unless Fiorentina come correct and come with a proper offer, I don't expect that deal to come on board. Obviously, the other thing could be Roma. Roma are looking to refresh their team a little bit. They see Diawara as someone who is dispensable for them. Their agent says that Diawara, whilst he's happy in Rome, is happy in the interest in him as well. And he'd be quite keen on coming on board. I see Diawara as someone who is a good squad player, someone who I think could compete potentially with a Partey or be an alternative to Partey or work in tandem with Partey when we played some of the bigger teams. So for me, I think Torreira will be used in a more interesting way than selling him, than having him on loan and then selling him at a later date. But again, what do you guys think? Let me know. Leave it in the comments below. Very quickly, nothing further really for Houssem Aouar. Obviously, this is more of a dream signing for Mikel Arteta. But if it does happen, it's probably going to be closer to deadline day that this happens, because we need to raise funds. And he's seen as a bit of a last on the priority list, especially now it seems because of one further deal, which I'll talk about in a minute. He's now less of a priority, but it is someone that the club are still interested in him. He's a class player. Let's just be real here. So I don't expect this deal to be dead, but as I've told you guys before, I wouldn't get carried away with it just yet. Let's just see what happens. would be my advice. Speaking of why Hosni Mawar is not that high on the priority list, Mr. Danny Ceballos looks like he's about to rejoin the club on a season-long loan. After all that flirting with us and Betis, it looks like Mikel Arteta convinced him to come and stay. To be fair, I don't think he took much convincing because a lot of stories are reporting that every time Real Madrid spoke to him, he just said Arsenal. That's all he wanted. All he wanted was Arsenal, which is nice to hear. It's nice to hear for once that somebody is keen on joining Arsenal. That's all they were interested in. I know a lot of people will be pleased about that. There's one person in particular who I know rates him very, very highly. And listen, for me, you guys know for most of the season, at the start of last season, I had a lot of high hopes. And then as the season started to play out, I got more and more concerned about him. But then since the lockdown break, for me, along with, say, Martinez, I think he's been one of the stars of the show. I think he's been excellent. And someone that has really adapted to a slightly different role than he's used to playing. And I expect that development to continue. Remember, he's only 24. So I expect that development to continue and progress and for him to become an even more key component for us. So let's see how he progresses. Who else? Who else did I want to quickly talk about? Mr. Alex Lacazette. So Lacazette is there's a lot of rumours that Simeone is very much keen on bringing Lacazette on. At the moment, they're trying to get rid of Diego Costa. Diego Costa must be like 32 now for them, 33. They're trying to move Diego Costa on. That once they do that, they believe that they want to come in for Lacazette. Remember, Lacazette was supposed to go to Atletico Madrid in the first place. And because they had a transfer ban, it allowed Arsenal to come in for him. And Simeone sees this as the ideal replacement. I think he'll love Lacazette. One thing I'll say for Lacazette, the boy works hard. Like, he works really hard, puts himself about a lot. I think he's someone who actually, even at 29, can improve himself further under Diego Simeone. So I expect something maybe to happen with this, possibly involving Partey. You never know. I mean, it kind of just makes sense. You know, they're both very similarly valued. Just feels like something can happen here. Just common sense. If common sense and ego if ego is just dropped and common sense takes over, a swap deal is just there. It's blatantly there. But again, what do you guys think? Let me know. Leave it in the comments below. I think I've spoken about everything but my final deal, which I'll talk about now, if I could get a picture of him. So let me continue stalling while I look for it. I don't think I can find it because I'm an idiot. Wait a minute. Here we go. The main man, Mr. Gabriel. So Gabriel is set to be announced in approximately 4 minutes as an Arsenal player. That is the common belief. For anyone who doesn't know, Arsenal announced on their Twitter page and their YouTube page that they're going to be doing a video. They put 3 faces stroke silhouettes on there. So one of those faces was David Luiz. Another one of those faces was Willian. And then the third face is a very awkwardly big-faced silhouette. I think they've done that on purpose to throw people. I think that's going to end up being Gabriel. I hope it is. I hope it is. Because if Arsenal put anyone else on there, at this point, it's not going to go down well. But initially, these reports came from France that Arsenal were planning to do this. And they were planning to announce Gabriel today. So I think everybody is expecting that deal to go through today. From an Arsenal perspective, this and Aubameyang are 2 deals that I think would just reassure the fan base. We know what we're doing. We've got this. So I'm expecting this announcement to be anything else. I honestly won't be tired. Even as much as I like taking the mick out of people that bully the Arsenal admin, they would deserve every bit of trolling and insults they get if it's anyone but Gabriel today. If it's anyone but Gabriel today, I ain't got no more defense for them, straight up. But it is what it is. I'm expecting that deal to go through today, so we'll see what happens. Told you it was going to be a quick show, guys, because quite frankly, half of you are going to bounce as soon as this announcement happens. So we'll see. But hopefully you guys are well. Please do stick a like on this video before you go. 151 people watching, which is great. This was a very much a short notice show. I'm off to go and watch Tenet. A review on Tenet will drop tomorrow on Chick Flicks. So make sure hit the link on the description below to go to my movie channel. You will see a review for Tenet tomorrow. And yeah, it's my week off, guys. So I'm going to be doing a lot more videos that will be dropping this week. So brace yourself. Shit's about to go down. But in the meantime, I'm out of it. Enjoy your afternoon. Let's pray Arsenal do the right thing. Look at me finishing bang on time as well. Look at that. Not every day a Nigerian can say that. All right, I'm out of it. Take care, people. Peace.